Hello, everyone! Welcome to the latest episode of Let's Play Path of Exile. Last time we defeated the Vaal Oversoul and arrived here in Sarn by exiting the altar door. Well, now that we're here in Sarn, this legendary capital city of the Eternal Empire, why don't we carry on and see what we can do today? Maybe there'll be an encampment nearby, same as a little town. Same as in all the other acts, to where we go through a little intro area, and then reach a town before that will serve as the main hub of the act, as we are now in Act 3. I hope you're doing well with watching the series, everyone. I know we're going a little slowly, kind of slow, but hey, Clarissa, there's somebody named Clarissa. Oh no, guards. Rescue the girl, Witchie. Fine. I'll rescue the girl. Yes, these Blackguards are holding this girl right here captive, and we've already killed all but the captain. Captain, of course, being unique bad guy that we can kill. Though not having a name this time around. Too bad for him, he's not as important as everyone else. Oh wait, I forgot something. Wait, don't talk to me yet. I did something wrong. That I forgot to... Not something wrong, but... Okay, sorry for that little break. Just had to do something really quick. This should sound better. Whoops, hold on. We didn't get your introduction. Oh, I skipped it. Oh no.
You're alone. So Tolman's...
Well, she wants to save her boyfriend because he was captured when she was captured too. But they took him away.
I'm sorry. It was wrong of me to put
You'll
that
work
on
something
you.
out, girl?
To ask you to risk your life for someone you don't even know.
Always do.
Don't worry.
Well, Witchie, doesn't she look a little...
I always do.
Pathetic, helpless. Pathetic, yes. Oh, what's this? Ancient graffiti. Well, let's go save her boyfriend for her, why don't we? After reading this ancient graffiti.
Mortality is the mother of life. We
That's
have
a key way to put
turned
that.
our backs on her.
That is a good point. We have life, but we have mortality. And it's our mother. It's, I guess maybe like Puss in Boots. I haven't watched it yet. But I know it's a little bit about it's been spoiled from because of all these character analysis of Death, the wolf, and he seems really cool and how he's like trying to push Puss in Boots to live for his life finally instead of being a coward or whatnot. That's all I'm getting from the character analysis videos I'm watching. But anyways, now we are in the City Encampment. Don't go in there unless you want to get killed. That is a PvP, player versus player, arena. You enter it, and you're instantly attacked by whoever's in there, waiting to have fun with anyone who decides to enter it by accident.
A stranger walks into a town.
Oh yes, we brought Clarissa with us.
Sounds like the beginning of a jest, which I bloody wish it were. Problem is, we're still one doe-eyed lover short, which ain't much good to anyone.
One doe-eyed lover
They
short.
tend to come in pairs, you see. Since you
They
seem to
come
be
in
in the good
pairs.
deeds business, how about throwing a Tolman into the bargain?
Witchie, you're in the good deeds business now, are you?
The slums are east of here. Used to house the unwashed of the Empire
no.
a couple centuries back. Now it's home to the walking ulcers and
Slums.
sores of this poor city.
Slums. You need to do better by people in the slums
Madame
that we
Warpatua thanks you,
in
Exile,
life.
for returning our Clarissa to us. She is the gentle heart
You're welcome.
of this place.
Mamoa,
A
hey, we
spirit
saw your
still
letter of
capable
exile
of
back
love
in Lion's Eye.
this wasteland of hatred. Yet that gentle heart remains in jeopardy. Tolman isn't deserving of Clarissa, but she'll not smile until he's by
not
her
deserving of
side.
her. That's cute.
Dominus and his Ebony Legion arrived some time ago. Now the Blackguards scour
what are they
Sarn
looking
like
for?
hungry maggots on a carcass. What are they looking
What's best
for?
left unfound, of course it
Only
is.
that which is best left unfound. Talakota.
Yes, we did see her letter of exile, where they charged her with all these stupid little things just because she's
What is it?
from a foreign country in this land of Oriath and Breaklast. Oh no, don't worry, girl. We're gonna
Be
get him.
careful.
What's this guy's
Come
deal?
closer, witch. The name's Grigor, and as you can see,
had our fill of our
I've had
kind.
my fill of your kind.
Sisterhood's
So once you've finished
handiwork.
admiring your sisterhood's
What's going on?
handiwork, turn those icy orbs of yours eastward. Yes, you brought Clarissa home to us, and once again she pesters me with pity.
Huh. This guy has an interesting way of talking.
There's only so much broth,
Soft-
so many
soft, gooey
bouquets
center
as
Clarissa
man
has
can
too.
take. For a criminal, Clarissa has a strangely
Boy, me?
soft center. Still, I'd rather not see that heart
Wow,
of
you
hers
want us to prove you
hardened.
wrong? Okay, we'll prove you wrong.
Use those dubious talents
We'll go
of
get the-
yours for
the br-
something
the proof.
worthwhile. Find her boymate, Tolman.
God, why does it hang sometimes?
Death came to town.
Ezramites,
The roaring
huh?
Ezramites wore
That's
red.
one of the people we
The
heard
red
about that
of
used to live in
blood,
this land.
The red of the fray. Death came to town.
Oh, no.
The crying Ezramites wore
Sounds like they
black.
had the same kind of
Black
problems when they
of
came to
disease,
Breaklast too.
The black of dismay.
Based on this
Death
poem he's
came
giving
to
us.
town. The silent Ezramites wore grey.
Ooh,
The grey
the island of your people
twilight.
was spared.
The grey of decay.
Aw,
Only the
all that
islands
remains,
of
it's so
Scoth
sad.
were spared. Once a backwater of my proud
Why did I think of
civilization,
Britain?
Now all the
literally, the first thing I thought of when he
Fun?
mentioned that he has an island that's all that's left of his great empire, the first thing I thought of was Britain.
Yes.
What's up?
Great Britain, the lone island left of the British Empire. And what's this? Ascendancy plaque. Solve the trials of ascendancy. Whoa. This seems cool. Yes, this is actually those side areas we've been finding inside those areas. Like the prison, the crematorium, the Chamber of Sins. Well, as we go into the slums, let me talk a little bit about those ascendancies. The ascendancy is going to be kind of like those little side areas we do back in those areas. I'm going to go back and do them after this. Not quite after this, but maybe in the next episode or two. Because it's very handy to go into something called the Lord's Labyrinth. Now, it's not Lord capitalized as in the holy manner, but it's a lord of an ancient empire. I believe one of the emperors of the Eternal Empire built it. And he's looking for somebody to ascend to a higher power,
Ready, Exile?
to so to speak.
It is time to hunt!
And Witchie, I bet you would like some higher power, wouldn't you? Yes. I
You
seek
have been captured,
unlimited
beast. You will be a
power.
survivor, or
What
you will
for?
be food.
I don't know. Okay. So you don't know what you're seeking power for. It's too bad we don't get into this in this game, because that would be cruel to explore with the witches and the duelists and all these people. Figure out what they're seeking all this power for. What the player we're curating and controlling, and sometimes it feels like we're just along for the ride, and I don't like that. Huh, more ancient graffiti, this time with a picture of a monkey on the red splotch.
The Monkey King has built his throne on your back.
The Monkey
A
King
throne
has
of
built a
gold
throne.
and gem, polished with blood and tear. Throw off the Monkey King and his shining privy before your back
Oh,
is
please tell me that
broken.
didn't just mess with my computer. Reminds me of the old days of Let's Playing. Me and my Let's Play, I'd see the little background symbols on the desktop. Do that. And I go, oh, please don't tell me you messed up again. Not that I'm Let's Playing right now the game on my old laptop anymore. No, I don't think this laptop could handle me recording, me playing Path of Exile and recording it for YouTube and everyone else that anywhere else that I plan to put it. Or where you can find it in the future or some such. But I am still recording my audio, my voice. My...
Off you go, little beast! Away!
Fine... I don't know. I'm just recording my speaking audio separately from my gameplay on different computers. Because I did get a new computer, that's pretty nice. I wouldn't have played this game in the first place if I wouldn't have Let's Played this game for everybody in the first place if I thought that if I didn't have a new computer. Other than that, I just don't have a way to record my voice at all right now besides my old laptop. And it is an old laptop, it's like 10 years old. Seriously, I got this back maybe 2012, maybe 14.
You have been captured, beast.
Yeah, as you can tell from my Let's Play library, I'm kind of a pack rat. I have a lot of old stuff. Old video games, mostly. I have books, too. I love my books. Books, video games. I love to put them on shelves and just look at them sometimes. Not that I'm just, like, admiring my bookshelves because I got a lot of stuff, but I'm just happy to share it with people, and I'd love to share more with my family, but don't really have much of a family that's interested at the moment. Maybe someday I'll get a cute little girlfriend. Maybe some nice kids. I'll be glad to teach kids about video games. And I hope you teach your kids about video games too, everyone. Video games are awesome. I mean, look at these stories that I've Let's Played so far. I mean, this doesn't have the best story, but not the most active story, I mean, but it's good. It's fun. I love stories. Yeah, we're coming up on an area. What could it be? Ah, the Crematorium. Hey, wait! You didn't help me find all the beasts! Oh, sorry. Sorry, Einhar. Until next time. Take care and have fun, Einhar. Oh, fine.
When you build something like this,
Witchie.
you make persecution a way of life.
The philosophical from the Witchie. You make persecution a way of life when you build something like this, of course. Hey, when did I level up? Okay. Just me talking, I guess, and not noticing I leveled up. If you remember from last time, I am trying to get that passive node on the wand attack damage branch of the tree. So I just need one more level to get it, even with the one we have now. So one more level should do it. We'll do it and have that, and I'll show you what my damage can do then, because what's my damage up to now? What's my damage up to? 434? Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna have so much fun. And I was looking at my tree, and I'm pretty sure what I'm gonna do next is head down to the right, into the shadows tree, area of the tree. You know, let me get to that in a second, because, as you know, having the power charges is what's gonna increase my damage quite a few folds with my power siphon. But the skill tree, I want to talk about it for a minute. I don't remember if I called him by name, but I did say that there's somebody I watch on YouTube and Twitch that he said I had asked him, I believe, and I remember asking him, and I believe we did get it into a video, that I asked him if he played this game, Path of Exile. And he said he opened the skill tree, took one look at it, and turned off the game and never opened it again. And I love the skill tree. You know what it reminds me of? You'll know this game, I'm sure. If you watch this LP, I'm sure if you watch this LP, any of LPs of mine, you know this game. Not because I've LP'd it yet, but still, you know what I love. I love stories. I love video games with stories. What video game has a good story? What series has a good story? To go with their game series? Final Fantasy. And of course, God, would you die already? The video game I'm speaking specifically of, having such out, giving me such a love fest for this game when I first opened it and started playing it, was Final Fantasy X. With its massive skill tree that was basically all the stats and abilities you earned for the characters as you leveled up and used skill orbs on them. And, oh boy. It's really good once you realize how to... Once you can unlock other characters' skill trees with one character, you fall in love with this game, Final Fantasy X. Because then you see the real power that can be. You can make Kimimaru a black mage like H.G. Bailey did, as well as a blue mage. You can make Lulu a support, white magic support person like Titus, with his magic. All his hastes and whatever it is else he gets. I honestly haven't played Final Fantasy X in a while. And just the plain customization you can do in that game with once you get all those right orbs to unlock everything is so fun. Honestly, now that I think about it, Final Fantasy II has kind of a similar customization. Actually, now that I think about it, it kind of has the same customization as Final Fantasy XIII, doesn't it? To where you switch between job classes and get your different job options, your battle options that way. Not that you have to build everyone into the same thing to where they have everything all at once. But kind of like this game, to where you can only go so far on the tree because there's only so many levels you can level up. I like Final Fantasy X too. It has a cool story, I think. I think. Oh, a unique monster for this area. Hate Beat. He will roll around like any other elemental golem. Because, of course, I'm sorry, I'm not talking about this yet, but we are fighting fire elemental golems here in the Crematorium. Everything about this place speaks of fire. Because this is the Crematorium, and like Witchie said, you make a place like this to where you're just burning your criminals alive. That's just... Well, I mean, we know who did that in history so far. So far as we know of in history. Well, not to, like, deny that. I'm not trying to do that, because I would never do that. Trust me. But, I mean, if you think that it didn't happen right now, go away. That's what I say. You want to start a fight, go away. What I think is, what I was talking about was, we don't know, well actually we do know, back in Babylon, they would set men afire upon and same in Salem a little bit too. Just, it sucks so much when people do stuff like this to where we just set our criminals on fire. Let them burn. Because they're witches and whatnot. What did you say? No, Witchie, don't. We're not gonna burn you. No, of course you're not. I'll burn you first. Of course you will. But no, just... It's a bad way to deal with bad people. And if you catch anyone wrongly accused or innocent or... I mean, at this point, if you're doing this kind of stuff like this Crematorium... I mean, look at this Iron Maiden here. These were not good people who built this place, is what I'm saying.
On the night of 1,000 ribbons, our finest city burned. It burned with fires lit by cruelty and neglect.
This burned too.
It burned with shame for giving the title of emperor to a man who did
Burned
not
with shame.
deserve it.
Yes, let us all have shame for all the burnings that's occurred throughout time. I appreciate that right now. A moment of silence, yes. Well, these Trial of Ascendancy areas, as I will talk about now, are basically trap-laden areas within the different zones we'll be traveling to access them, these trials. And as you can see, this trap has a metal grate floor with heating elements somehow underneath. Well, this is a game, a world of magic. Of course, there's a heating element of some kind of fire floor. And you stand on the floor for too long, you burn to death. So don't stand on the floor when it's super red hot like that. You can actually stand on it right about... You can safely step onto it right about now. Okay, so I burned a little bit. Not massively, but just a little bit. So that allows me to bypass this area very quickly. And a lot of these areas are going to have locked doors, like right up here. They're looking for switches, like what's over here, or down here actually, on the map you can see. And we will find our way through the locked doors to a Trials of Ascendancy plaque. Oh, don't kill me, bro. Oh, this is a Crematorium monster. Not boss monster, but type of monster. He throws fire stuff at you. I think he just teleported away. I'm not gonna go chase him. I was willing to chase him a little bit, not that far.
Allow your wisdom to
be tempered by the flames of the past. Yes. Definitely temper those flames. Your flames, the will of fire. Let it pass on to you. What has come before was all to build you up. Buttercup? Yeah, just learn from the past. Don't do shit like this. Look at this shit. There's a pile of dead bodies here. What do we find up these stairs? My oh my, what could it possibly be? More dead bodies. A trail of blood. Blackguards.
There she is. My work
Piety.
in progress.
Of course, it's
Let's
Piety.
see if Rayclast
It
has
would
been
be
good
Piety.
to you, witch.
Well, let's kill as many of these guards first that are chasing us. Don't let them attack you. There are witches in the back, and they are called witches. That's kind of, like I said before, that's their job title class, just like Witchie here. Though I think Witchie was independent of the Enemy Legion, that's kind of one of the reasons she was charged with crimes and sent to Rayclast by the Templars of Oriath. The witches will use Spark, as you can see. Oh, and we're down to Piety, I think. Just Piety. And yes, there's a crafting recipe right here. Grab it. Ooh, defenses, rank 1. Yay! Piety. She will cast Arc. That's that skill. Arc, right there. Lightning Ball. That's that one right there. And one we can't get, because we can get Lightning Ball and Arc. But that right there is like Stormcaller or something. That's not a skill gem we can get. Piety is a little bit stronger here than most anywhere else we'll find her, but we finally get the chance to pound on her a little bit. Beat her up. Beat her up, Witchie. Vent your anger at her. Because look at this. There's a guy here. Locked to this chair. And the chair is electrified. What's going on here? I mean, this is like shock therapy back in the 20s or whatever. I hate the thought of shock therapy. It's one of the reasons I feel so bad about being mentally challenged sometimes. Well, not mentally challenged, but mentally off-kilter. You know me. I'm off-kilter. Just all that stuff you get to hear about back in the old days of mental health. Yeah.
Enough of this.
Okay, get Piety down to half HP. She will run away through one of her portals. This is Tolman. Oh, the bracelet he always wore for Clarissa. I'm sorry, man. We didn't get here fast enough. Let us pass on the bad news to Clarissa. I don't think she would believe us if we didn't bring this bracelet with us. Clarissa, I'm sorry.
Poor Tolman. I made this bracelet for him when he first arrived here.
Yeah, we even took it
Idiot
off.
said he'd never take it off.
Not even till the end did he take it
I
off.
called him a liar. He didn't, though. Not once. I need to give you something. I asked a lot of you out there in the slums. More than I should have.
We were gonna fight Piety anyways.
You tried. And that's all we exiles can ever hope to do.
Ooh, keys. To enter a city's bowels is to be privy to its best-kept secrets, yay. Just what I want to hear. The sewer keys, what were these?
Those keys unlock the gates to the sewers.
Oh.
Tolman found them.
Yeesh.
Figure that in the worst of times, people will hide their wealth in the worst of
Sadly,
places.
there's been a few Law and Order episodes where they
We
go
were
down
never
into
going
the
to test
sewers
this
and
theory.
stuff under New York, and
Not with the Undying
people are down there too.
But you're strong. Stronger than any of us here. I don't think you need to
No,
fear
there's
the
Undying
dark.
monsters down there. Yes, I don't think we need to fear them that much. We'll just kill everything down there as it attacks us, of course.
Sorry, I
Aw.
need some more time to
She's so
to
sad.
think.
What does she want to talk to us
soon,
about?
I promise.
Huh, I don't know.
Be careful.
Rigger, what do you have to say?
Listen carefully, Witch.
Oh,
Thanks to your
well, he came
sister
across
in
Piety
part,
too.
Piety.
He no longer dreams
I
when he
no
sleeps.
longer dream when I sleep.
Ah, he has nightmares.
I only have nightmares.
Ooh, nightmares.
The same
Hey, a mirror.
nightmare over and over.
Never your reflection looking back?
It's never my reflection looking back. The first time that
Ugh.
mirror appeared to me, it was Cole I saw. A rapist from Oriath I had the displeasure of sharing a
Ugh.
pen with in Gravisius' stockade. Piety took him for her experiments, and that night I saw her handiwork while I slept.
Why am I reading this?
This time it was Tolman. Flesh dried
What?
to leather, organs
How
shrunk
did he
to
do that
husks,
to you?
blood trickling through his skeleton like red dust in an hourglass. It's Piety's gift to me, that
Oh yeah, I mean, I've died quite a few times already. I mean, you should be seeing those deaths, of course.
At
Jeez,
least I
this
won't
guy
be
dreams
seeing
about
Clarissa
people
the
dying?
Next time I look into it.
People that he knows
And for
dying?
that alone,
Even briefly,
I hope
or...
it's not you I see either. I walked halfway across this forsaken
Huh.
continent because
Halfway
of
across the
an
continent,
ode.
huh?
Of jewels
Because of
and
a poem.
eternity, it's called. For twinkled promises of jewels and eternity, the Gemling Queen gave
Gemling
her
Queen.
heart and body.
That sounds like she's
to
got
the
a bunch of
King
skill gems
Shades
with her.
For one more day in the sun. The last,
The last day of the sun.
in the sun. That's but a portion of the full epic.
Oh, it's an
The
epic.
Gemling Queen lived, and she's the enigma behind the fall of the
Really?
Ezramites.
The
and
fall of Ezramites and
both.
Eternals.
Look to the Solaris Temple to the northeast. Find
Oh.
the Gemling Queen's remains
Well.
before Piety does,
Okay.
and destroy them.
We don't want Piety to have any wins whatsoever in the Red Class. We'll do our best to
Goodbye.
confound her at every turn.
Tolman's dead then. Another victim of Piety's cruelty.
Yeah,
Perhaps
we've
he
heard a little
escaped
bit
lightly.
about Gregor's
Look upon Grigor to see what life entails under
being under
Piety's
Piety's influence. That kind of sucks.
Let me offer you something. In recognition of all that you have done for us, we shall
Yes,
mourn
treasure
Tolman's
it.
death as we shall treasure
Treasure.
Clarissa's life.
Oh. Yes, this is our first skill gem reward quest. Trying to save Tolman. And it's a special kind of quest reward because we get offered curses and auras. Auras being reservation spells like Clarity, or curses being instant cast spells that, say this one, it curses all targets in the area, lowering their cold resistance and giving them a chance to be frozen when hit. Or this one, Despair, curse all targets in the area, lowering their cast resistance. Yes. Basically, curses are good ways to debuff enemies, auras are a good way to buff yourself up. For a cost. A constant cost. And of these auras, I see... Oh, this one too. This is actually an attack spell. Applies a debuff to enemies in an area, which deals chaos damage over time. Linked hex curses are also applied to those enemies. The debuff deals more damage and lasts longer for each hex applied this way. Yes, this is pretty awesome. What you can do is link, put Bane right here, put a curse here, and you can put 2 dots, put 2, like that debuff, the modifier to skill damage applied over time, effect, times 2 or whatever. Well, because it's 28% more damage per curse applied. So you get to apply a curse in an area while you're doing damage to monsters. And you're debuffing them and dealing damage to them at the same time. For the cost of having at least a 2-linked set of, set up in your gems. Spellslinger. It's a trigger and a spell. It's a reservation, as you can see down there. It reserves at least 30% of your mana. Reserves mana based on the support's spells to cause the spells to trigger when you fire projectiles from a wand attack. Oh my god, we are a double dueling wanderer. This should be good for us. Shouldn't it? This skill's mana reservation is the total of the mana reservations of support skills and cannot be further modified. Supported spell skills that have no reservation cannot support skills used by totems, traps, yada yada. Trigger supported spells when you fire projectiles from a non-triggered wand attack. Supported skills have 2% increased cooldown recovery rate. Supported skills have added spell damage equal to 66% of the damage of equipped wand. If 2 wands are equipped, each contributes half as much added damage. Supported skills deal 37% less damage with hits and ailments. Huh. You know, I had this set up differently in my test, but I will take this. I will definitely take Spellslinger.
General Grievous demands absolute obedience.
Oh yeah, Grieger mentioned him a little bit. General Grievous demands absolute obedience.
Cowards and lackwits, unable to lift a finger without orders. If you're able,
of course.
Traverse the river
and murder Grievous in his own barracks.
He'll be ripping the very mind from the skulls of our enemies.
Yes, his name is General Grievous. How do we cross the river, though?
If I knew how to cross the river safely,
you wish to take his head, of course.
I'd be wearing Gravicia's head on my belt.
Oh well. What about Tolman?
Clarissa will weep for Tolman. She must. The cloud is darkest before the rain.
Yeah. Tears of love.
Grigor straddles 2 worlds. 1 foot planted on this soil, 1 in the dirt of spirit and shadow. When you speak with him, be sure to know from which world
I haven't seen any of, I don't know, I don't remember any, conversation with Gregor being weird.
The Karui, how Vaal of Thebris bent his knee to my ancestor, King Calm, and promised freedom in return for war. While Vaal raised his purity rebellion in the heart of the Empire, Calm took Lord Lion Eye's head and the southern coast all the way to Siren's Cove.
Calm did conquer
the greatest conquest the Karui
whole coastline.
have ever seen.
Yeah, but we also know he traveled inward. Maybe he traveled up to the Empire to speak to Vaal.
I'll miss a boy. He was always up for a laugh, whether it was
whether it was at expense.
But I would have missed that Clarissa more.
Oh, you would have missed Clarissa more? That's sweet of
and
you.
It's my honour to welcome you to dirty old Sarn, the metropolis of opportunity.
Thank you for the welcome.
The opportunity to make something of yourself, or the opportunity to have a very messy death.
A messy death, of course.
Victoria was a poet.
That's always been possible here in the Great Quest.
right under the nose of Emperor Chittis. But here's what really interests me. Our wordsmith was
another
quite
Emperor,
a talented
Chittis.
larcenist as well. Pulled off the heist of the century. In the name of the people.
He was a
of
talented
course.
larcenist. Why does that interest
3
you?
finely crafted platinum busts, commissioned by Chittis for his favourite trio of generals.
Ah, for his favorite trio of generals.
And his
Interesting.
coppers hold up in the sewers. Now that you have Clarissa's keys, perhaps you'd be inclined to search out those heroic busts.
Oh
for me.
yes, 3
I'm
heroic
sure I can
busts.
Make it well worth your while.
3 busts of generals, of course. Clarissa.
I was Clarissa's guardian angel back in Oriath. Put food on the table in return for a bit of light work. I try to keep her out of trouble as best I can here, but Sarn's full of secrets.
So you knew
And
Clarissa being
full of
back in
curiosity.
Oriath. Did you both get sent here together in some fashion?
She's just so...
Oh, he's talking about
is
Monroe over
admirable.
here?
In my mind, you'll find no saucier specimen of womanhood. It's the tattoos and that fancy talk she does.
Ah, typical
Intoxicating.
man.
She's a cool
Typical
one,
men. We're all but men.
I can't imagine what that poor bastard's been through. It's a miracle Gregor hasn't completely lost his mind. Granted, he's
Oh,
lost
that's
one or
funny.
two
He's
pieces
lost
along
one or
the
two
way,
pieces along
but
the way.
there's still plenty that's worth
Just
listening
one or
to.
two. And what about Grievous?
Gravisius is the mailed and bloodied right hand of Dominus.
Oh, he's Dominus's
And I
right-hand
thought the
man.
Templar were meant to be spiritual men of deepest humanity. You notice the sarcasm in my tone, right? Had to smuggle a fellow out of Theopolis once. Got
Grievous
bit
has
too
a
friendly
wife?
with Gravisius's wife, he did. Every blackguard was out on the streets looking for him, so I had to think lateral-like. We took to the drains and didn't put our heads above the pavement until we sniffed the sea. A grubby, bloody job it was, but worth it for the
Grievous
coin,
doesn't
you
think
bet.
about sewers.
You want a piece of Gravisius? Sometimes the
Could
only
there be
way
a
out
sewer line that
is down.
reaches across the river? What about this Purity
I'm no
Rebellion?
history scholar, but I know that Emperor
Chittis
Chittis
was overthrown by Vaal.
Vaal of Thebris in the so-called Piety
Who-
Rebellion. But
who
Vaal
led
had the shortest reign
Piety
of
Rebellion.
any eternal emperor.
Oh, and the
Cataclysm
Cataclysm
sort of
saw to his demise. Fascinating,
thing. Bring me
fascinating.
back something
Now,
nice.
what do you have to say about Argon,
Moana,
Mama?
Exile? Hagen is a man of many claims, and those claims seldom dance harmoniously together. A lie is a death sentence in Namakanui, so I was raised a daughter of truth. Hagen is a son of self-interest. He's no warrior, nor spirit singer. He's a korangi. I don't
Interesting
know the
way
right
to word
word
those
in
things.
Oriathan, but in Karui it means
So I
he
guess
who wins wars with false
Argon is not her favorite person, even though he kind of lusts after her a little
Talakota.
bit. I guess he's probably not going to have the easiest time.
What is it?
What are you looking at?
Jesus, going on a long time. There's a lot of things talked about people with.
Madamoa's sure of herself. And that kind of surety gets you killed in
Yeesh.
Sarn. You and all those
And
around
Gregor
you.
thinks Mermoa's likely to get herself
Hagen's
killed
got
because
the
she's so
right idea.
sure of herself.
Don't believe in anything that you can't trade or eat.
What do you have to say about Argon, though? You just said a little
I
bit,
wouldn't
but you want to rely on him in a
Hagen
fight.
in a fight.
Or
And I
put faith in
wouldn't
what he
put
says.
Too much faith in what he says. But he has one
But he who runs and
useful asset.
he who fights and runs away lives
His
to fight another day.
obsession with self-preservation. If Hagen deems you of use in keeping his fat
that's sweet.
self alive, he'll
Very
do
sweet of
almost
you to say.
anything for you.
Victario, the poet.
Victario.
And yes,
A fellow
as you can see,
warrior
Gregor
of
likes
words.
poems, so he likes poets.
He wrote many entreaties to the Ezomites, begging our assistance in helping High Templar Vaal depose Emperor Chittis.
Ooh.
That was centuries ago. Victario's words
So-
held much power then.
Interesting.
I imagine they still do.
Victario stole Chittis's three generals' busts. At the same time, Vol was trying to rebel and take over the Empire. Huh.
I tried
Grievous.
to penetrate the Solaris Temple in the northeast. Almost got myself killed by the bloody ribbons.
I asked you about
that
Grievous,
guard
and you
the
told me about
place.
floating ribbons.
Bizarre,
Ribbons.
floating tapestries they are. Creatures of cloth and thaumaturgy.
Oh no.
Fortunately, a few legionnaires got in the way. While the ribbons eviscerated them, I ran straight.
Oh, there's a bridge over the river.
Odysseus.
which
He
seems to
dragged
connect,
me over the bridge
which seems to connect
the
Lunaris in the
Temple
west, and Solaris
put
in the
me
east.
In Piety's tender care.
Ugh.
Didn't say a single word to me the whole time.
And of course, he thinks very little of
Nothing
people.
but a spoil of
This
war
General
to him.
Grievous. Not too bad
Have
idea
fun
to.
elsewhere.
Wait, when did I get another level up? Okay, long episode today, everyone. Long episode. That's what we're doing today. I hope you enjoy. Oh, now that we've done the ascendancy trial for the crematorium, this lights up on the plaque. So now we know completing those trials will get us lights on the plaque. Whatever could lighting all 6 lights do? Well. Anyways. Einar! You're still here! Yeah, I'm still here, man. I want that beast. Oh, maybe we can find you that beast. Where could it possibly be? No, the sewer's right here. Sorry, Einar. We're leaving you again. What? No! Sorry, bye again. Have fun. Anyways, now that we're here... Wait, okay. Now that we are here... Why do I have 363 damage now? Oh, because I don't have any power charges. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? Oh, skill points. There we go. I'm very sure of what I'm doing. Now that we gain these 2 more passive points, 10% more bond damage per power charge. We still have a base of 376. However, once we get 3 power charges from killing monsters, or attacking them, or anything with them, with Power Siphon, we will see our attack power is up 120 points. Okay then. I mean, that's not bad. It's like a third of my damage. It's like an increase of... It's like a... Don't worry. There will be damage. There's lots of damage. Well, anyways, as I said earlier, I want to be traveling down here to the right, into the shadow. This is the shadows tree. Whereas this is the witches, this is the shadow. We want to travel down here and get another power charge. A maximum power charge, even. And maybe on the side, I'll pick up these as well. This branch right here. The Tempest Blast. And this Wand Lightning damage nodes as well. It will give us a total, if we get these 4 down here, it will give us a total of 40% physical damage as lightning damage. Now, we don't have any lightning damage on our wands yet, but it wouldn't hurt to get some of it. Get some of it going there. Build it up a little. Anyways, now we're in the sewer with all these Undying monsters that are not going to do anything but die by our hands. Unless maybe they rise after death, even after we kill them from the... You would think even after the Cataclysm that some monsters, the rule so far has been that they die twice. I wonder though if the monsters in the sewer, or in the Sarn actually, are capable of rising more than once. Or if Witchie's just doing such a good job of beating their heads in with Power Siphon that they... Hello. Oh, don't kill me, bro. Okay, you killed me, bro. That sucks. If Witchie's doing such a good job of beating their heads in, that she's killing them for good this time. Of course, I think the lore of this area is a lot of people from Sarn went underground into the sewers at the time of that rebellion against Chittis. And... well, let's just say... it wasn't the best place to hide. It's like every monster is down here from that time. I don't know. it just wasn't a good idea for them. When I was asking about the sewer, could it possibly connect under the river? Wow, it's a big river. Jeez. Because this right here is the bridge between Lunaris and Solaris. But then they expect me to find a way through these sewers across this wide... Okay, the only thing I can think is that the sewers go under the bridge. That's all I can think. Because that would make sense, that the bridge would be built on top of the sewer. I think the same thing happened in London with London Bridge ages ago. I think they built their sewer into the bridge that connected to the river. Now let's make sure we don't die to this exile again. Because I'm taking on damage. Why am I taking so much damage? This rogue exile is Jonah Unchained. Django Unchained? Oh, hey, we just found a bust. What's the bust of? Gaius Centauri. The Emperor honors Gaius Centauri as supreme servant. A man's thoughts are his shackles. A man's thoughts are his wings. Cute. Oh, now then. Nowhere to go but forward. Oh, what's that? A crafting recipe. Interesting. What is this throbbing mass? What do you have to say about Witchie? The way is blocked, that's all you have to say? Yes, there's a sewer blockage of just non-rotting flesh. It's disgusting. As you can see, we're finding these little stashes stashed all throughout the sewers here. And, because, as you can see if we open the stash, we're finding the busts that Victorio stole underneath them. The general, setup of the sewers is before you reach the Undying blockage and the waypoint, you will find one bust. Just after the waypoint, you will find one stash and bust right next to it. And afterwards in the sewers, we can find one either to the north or to the south. Hector Titicus. The Emperor honors Hector Titicus as supreme servant. Strength and purpose is strength indeed. Indeed, indeed, indeed. Now, I find it a little bit better to travel to the right, heading south, and swing along the sewer routes branches that way, to make sure that the third stash is not over here to the south. Or actually, I guess in this case, it would be to the east. Even though it's in a more southerly direction, as far as we know from previous areas. Yeah, I guess I just kind of bent the map a little bit in this area, in designing this area. So that's interesting to think about. And if we were to find the third secret stash over here on the right, which we do not, we've reached a dead end of monsters who murder and maim. I'm sure we will find it to the north, but I will continue to follow this right wall just to make sure. If you're ever in a maze, sometimes the best way through is to put your hand on one wall and just follow that wall. I did that once playing a old game. It was an Entry and Odyssey-like game, but you didn't have a map you could fill in. Well, it did have a map, but the map was an item, usage item, consumable item, and it showed so little of the map, and you couldn't look around it at all, and it sucked. What's this up here? Undercity Hideout. This is interesting. What could it pop? Hey, there's monsters here. I would have thought somebody would be here, but I guess because I've already technically done this, account-wise, I don't get her here. Let's just kill all the monsters here anyways. It's called a hideout. Maybe this wouldn't be a bad place to hide out if it were safe. Maybe if we could set up some barriers or some such to keep monsters out. Set up a waypoint in here, so that way we could portal in here whenever we wanted. Huh. Yeah, that wouldn't be too bad idea. Sounds like a nice way to build a hideout. Yes, over there. Hideout unlocked. We have killed all the monsters. And do we find the girl? I don't see her on the map. No, but anyways, Helena would be here saying, hey, this place is monster infested, but this doesn't seem like a bad place to hide out if we ever need to. You know, to get away from all the bad guys trying to kill us. And then we're like, we're not happy with our lush hideout. We want to go live in the sewer. Don't live in the sewer, people. If you're watching this today, any day, don't live in the sewer. I know some episodes of Law & Order make it look commonplace, but just don't live in the sewer.
I no longer need fear.
I'm sure it's not a good thing to do. Oh, you no longer need fear, huh? Sweet Witchie. Yes, because we have now reached level 30, we have another skill point. Do I want another mastery point? No. I want to go down here. Let's do this really quick. And yes, I have not shown off what I'm going to do with Spellslinger yet, but I will have it equipped just to level up right now. It would reserve 30 of my mana, 30% of my mana, which would be about, I have to say, sorry, I'm trying to focus on not getting killed and do the math in my head at the same time. Yeah, it would be about like 130, 120, 125 or something. Hey, Marcus Lioneye. We know him. He's very much dead. The Emperor honors Marcus Lioneye as supreme servant. The road to glory is paved with sacrifice, such as knocking your own eye out of your head and replacing it with a jewel which is weird and dumb and sickening sometimes to think about. Not that I find people that have glass eyes or anything sickening, but because trust me, I love Columbo. But just to do it without any medical need and to replace it with a gold gleaming jewel is unbelievable. Well, the marketplace. We seem to have reached a more affluent neighborhood of Sarn. It's decorated statues, of course, but seems a little bit more run down than even the slums was. Or at least it's been plundered in some fashion. Oh, this seems like an open-air market area right here. Oh, what's that? Over there. Some lore for us to read. Ancient notebook. Oh, I remember this notebook. This notebook is so sad. Let's kill this yellow monster really quick. This stink talons. This physical resistant. That sucks. He's resisting my main attack damage. Okay, ancient notebook.
I write this now in hope that someone will remain.
Please, someone remain. Please, someone remember. Remember me.
Is an orb of blood. Twisted twilight shrouds my eyes.
Oh.
The air reeks.
What could this
of
possibly
anguish.
be talking about?
Sarn has plunged into nightmare.
Sarn has plunged into nightmare?
The man who served me coffee now writhes on the floor. He rants of visions he alone can see, as writhing red tentacles grow from his face, as if his eyes had been seeds waiting to sprout. He is quiet now, my waiter. No more cackling and screaming.
Oh no.
Dead. Of my fellow patrons, only
this must have been a little coffee shop or a cafe or
fallen. Their blood is everywhere. The survivors, gemlings both, their skin shrivels and grays to the hue of necrosis. Their gems flare with unholy luster.
They were gemlings.
Their eyes black as hatred. A gemling ghoul. It twisted off a corpse's head. Gnaws at skull-like dog. My head now, visions clawing at me. Thinking burns. I see.
So it seems the Undying people were finding the monsters were killing were gemlins of the Eternal Empire.
Words flaming.
Who have mutated into these little ghouly people.
All is madness.
Fascinating. Truly fascinating things people can write. Isn't it? We all have our little fears and malignant thoughts that creep upon us in a red bookish way. Yes, I see the ornate chest there. I'm debating whether I should pick it up right now. I'm debating it. You know, I'm gonna skip it. I want to see what the guy says in the future that we will meet in the future. Because we will meet somebody in the future who will speak of what's in that ornate chest. Just remember that ornate chest for future reference. It's like I made She Bailey. Remember that for later. In this area right here, which is very fancy, would you pick that up, please? Which is very fancy looking, has these nice archways. Wow, look at this wonderful line of statues. Oh, they're coming to life. Oh, what's the statue? Marcus the Defaced. Yes, Marcus Lioneye lives as a statue in this marketplace. We get to fight him as a statue. As you saw, the statue cast a little thunder symbol on its shield. That would be the skill gem Tempest Shield, which is bad for me, because if he blocks our attacks while that symbol is on his shield, it will counterattack. His shield will counterattack with a little lightning spark, not a spark, but an arc. He's also using a skill that shoots out lightning projectiles along the ground. I think. Yes, right there. See how that went over there? That is a skill gem you can get called Lightning Strike. It's basically an attack that lets you poke at the ground or swing at the ground, and lightning will course off your sword or whatever along the ground in a bunch of little projectiles. And yes, they are called projectiles. If you ever use that skill in the future, make sure you pick up projectiles doing increasing stuff for them to increase your lightning strike ability. Well, now that we've progressed quite a ways into Sarn, does anyone else have anything new to say?
Yes.
Ramoa.
Maramoa. I've heard that the
They have a philosophy, the way of the warrior.
Makanui, the way of the warrior.
You don't think you can get any more warrior than her?
She took it upon herself to look after me.
Oh, good.
Before Tolman arrived.
Yes, I imagine it would be
Saved
having
my
her on
skin
your
more than
bad side.
once.
Her bad side.
I'm fine with that. Beats
Yeah,
being on her
you don't
bad
want to be on
side.
people's bad side. That's always a good thing not to be.
Hagen likes to think he was my kind old uncle back in Theopolis.
Ah.
Granted, the work he gave me saved my parents and I from starvation. This was after my father lost the family fortune at the card table, and we had to give up the manor in the country for a flea box in Theopolis. But he's not half as generous as he makes out.
Too bad.
When Hagen gives you something,
You would think he'd be a
damn
kindly
sure
uncle.
He's getting his pound of flesh in return.
But I guess he wants something from you all the time.
No one should have to go through what Grigor has. I
Yeah.
help him as much as he'll let me.
He has gone through a lot.
But he's a proud one, and so he should be.
Yeah, that is
He survived
impressive.
what has destroyed
He got away from Piety.
too many of us.
He slipped through her fingers. Speaking of Piety,
Halfway across the world,
The
and
nail.
the tie between Vanir and I endures. That was Piety's real name back in Theopolis, before her rise to greatness.
ugh.
Vanilla sold her thaumaturgy in the day.
One of your best buyers? Really?
Sought after, she was. Enough so to become one of my best buyers. But money never meant much to Vanilla. No.
Really?
She was striving for something
She wants to better people's lives?
Used to tell me that life needn't be this hard.
Yes, as she fried him, I imagine.
Realized that.
Yeah, I can see her doing that.
She fed Tolman the same bloody line.
Her gems.
The Blackguards talked about Piety's precious gems being infected with nightmare.
Yeah.
Tolman.
I imagine that might be something akin to what that notebook was saying about the gems glowing with some kind of horrific luster.
Vanilla was arrested for consorting with the unholy and condemned to the pyre.
Oh, really?
This was before the banishment.
That was time before banishment was
Dominus
the way
shared a
to...
supper with her. Heard her confession. Most think Vanilla earned Dominus's patronage on her back. I don't. Vanilla gave Dominus her better life and got a new name in return. You can count on one thing.
Yeah, I don't think it would
Piety's
either.
grand future won't include the likes
Not
of
in a
you,
good way,
me,
as we can
or
see by
Tolman.
Gregor. The Cataclysm, you know something of the Cataclysm?
On the fall of the Empire, the historians are deathly silent. After the Purity Rebellion, the Kingdom of Kalm blockaded Oriath, preventing any trade or correspondence with the mainland.
So
Kalm planned to invade.
Left the coast after.
Only when the Karui retreated did Oriath get any news from Rayclast. But by that time,
Sometime
there wasn't
after the
really anyone
Cataclysm.
left to tell the
Well,
tale.
we knew that because they spoke of the Cataclysm affecting the Karui on the coastline as well.
Chitus thought that the gemling was the pinnacle of human progress. These glorious gems
Really?
have brought us within spitting
What a mind he
distance
has,
of
this
godhood, he
Chitus.
once said. The High Templar at the time, Vaal Oversoul,
And there was a High
thought
Templar
they
at the
were a
time,
perversion.
at the same time?
He wanted the Empire made pure, cleansed of the stain of thaumaturgy. You look at Sarn and tell me which one you think was right.
Monkeys.
And while you're out there, look out for monkeys.
Monkey,
No,
monkey,
not
monkey,
those
monkey.
bloody monkeys from Frisia. These ones are painted on the walls. I think
Well,
you'll
Clarissa
find them
seems to
right
be
now.
in the know about Sarn. It's impressive.
Be careful.
But yes, the Templars were founded here in Sarn. As you can tell from the Templar
Talamoana?
class character that you can make. When he reaches Sarn, he'll say, "I've reached the birthplace of the Templars. I'm happy."
Traversing the sewers under the river. I should have thought of that myself. Yet, the more of a picture you
Why
paint
did
of
I
that
paint a picture of that
undying
undying,
corruption in the
rotting
sewers,
flesh of
the
one?
less I want to see it. If you manage to destroy it, expect a storm of undeath to descend upon you. The dark is their home, and there'd be nowhere more homely to the Undying
I don't
than a
know what you're
pitch-swathed
saying.
drain under a river.
Some more words I don't know for
You
this
will.
game.
The Beatles
And yes, we
started with
completed a
good
quest for you,
spoilers from
Gargotten.
Chitus, but not from us, eh? I knew you was the Exile for the job. I'm sure you've been more than compensated already from Victario's stockpiles, but he's a little extra.
All we
Care
got
of
was
something
bus.
I found under a dead man's
Oh yeah,
bed.
sometimes those hidden
Why?
stashes will also
Just
drop other
because I like
items.
you.
And in this case, we get a book of skill from Hargon for completing that quest.
Don't do anything
Yay.
I would.
So let us read the book. And let's see, do I want to use that skill point right now? No, let's save it. Just in case. Well, I will leave it here today, now until next time, everyone. Take care of yourselves and have fun. Bye-bye.